A warm welcome to all. Myself, Mahasha Judy, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. Today's topic is an overview of software. So, before moving to software, we should know what is program. Program is nothing but the set of instructions which control the sequence of operations are known as programs. So this collection of programs are called software. So we'll be having some set of instructions. Those instructions control the sequence of operations as nothing but the programs, and the collection of programs is nothing but the software. And this software is responsible for controlling, integrating, managing the hardware components of the computer to accomplish specific tasks. And this software is a set of programs which are specifically written to provide a user like solving a specific problem is termed as software package. And the categories of software can be categorized as system software and application software. First one is system software. It consists of several programs which directly responsible for controlling, integrating, and managing the individual hardware components of a computer system. And this system software acts as an interface between the hardware of the computer and the software applications. Then some examples of the system software are operating systems, device drivers, language translators, and system utilities. So this system software will act as it makes us an interface between the hardware and the software of the computer system. So the example for this system software is, first thing is operating system. It acts as an interface between the user and the computer system. So this operating system is the most important program which runs on a computer. An operating system performs basic tasks such as recognizing input from the computer, the keyboard, sending output to the display screen, and keeping track of files and directories on the disk, and then controlling peripheral devices such as disk drivers and printers. And the main two objectives of the operating system include managing hardware and providing an interface. So example for the system software is Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac OS, etc. And for Mac OS, we'll be having the Apple brand. So mainly this Mac OS used in Apple. Device drivers, these are the system programs responsible for proper functioning of devices. So if you want to use a new device, you are going to add a new device into a system. A new device driver must be installed before the device is used. So every device has a device program associated with it for its proper functioning. And driver acts as a translator between the device and program. So next thing is language translators. So we human does not understand the machine language because the machine language will be like zeros and ones. So we cannot understand the machine language. And it's difficult for us as a programmer, it's very difficult for us to understand the machine language. Thus, the high-level programming languages are developed. This makes ease of the burden of programmers. And the language translators are tools which converts the programming languages into machine language. So these translators like compilers, interpreters, assemblers, these are the major categories of the translators which which converts the programming languages into machine language. And the system utility. System utility, these are the programs which perform day-to-day tasks related to the maintenance of the computer system. And the system utilities are used to support, enhance, and secure existing programs and data in the computer system. So, for example, system utility programs like sticky notes. Say, for example, I'm taking sticky notes. These sticky notes used as a remembrance of a user. For example, if I want to attend a meeting in that particular time, I can make a sticky note and just note down that I'll be having a meeting in this time. So this is one example of utility program. These programs are used to support, enhance, and secure the existing programs and data in the computer system. Most common functions of the system utilities include file management, backup, data recovery, virus protection, disk management, firewalls, and disk cleanup. And then the evolution of operating system. The evolution of operating system went through major phases. In earlier days, computer lacked any form of OS. In 1960, IBM developed S360 OS series of machines. After the microprocessor existence, standardized OS like CP/M80 for the microprocessors like 8080, 8085, that is 8080, 8085, Z80 was developed. And then Microsoft and the Apple Macintosh came with Windows 3.1, XP, Red Hat, Linux, Mac, a GUI-based OS suited for the personal computers. And the types of operating system includes, first thing is batch processing. In that, one program will run at a time and a large number of repetitive jobs takes place. The scheduling takes place like a first in, first out concept. And this batch processing are used in payrolls, mainframe computers, etc. Then the second thing is multi-user time sharing. The simultaneous user interaction, online file system. These are the features in multi-user or time sharing operating system. The application used here is computer networks. And the third thing is multi-programming or multitasking. So the features on multi-programming is processor multiplexing, that is a processor switch between the process. For example, Windows. And in a real-time OS, we'll be having a features like responding to an event within a predefined time. So in real-time OS and all, we'll be getting the response quickly. And for example, telecommunication, flight, railway reservation, military, etc. So if you are booking a ticket in a train or a flight, you will get a quick response through your mobile phones or system. That is a real-time operating system. And then the multiprocessor, here the parallel processing concepts takes place, increase system throughput by doing work in less time. These are the multiprocessor features. And the application is supercomputers for scientific purpose. And then the embedded systems self-contained in this device. I mean, they're self-contained in the device and resident in a read-only memory. So it offers a real-time OS qualities. And the applications, household application, appliances, car management systems, traffic control systems, energy management systems. These are the types of OS. And then the functions of OS. So first thing is process management. This OS will act as a process manager, and it will handles this OS handles creation and deletion of processes. Then the suspension and resumption of processes. I mean the suspension in the sense will getting halt and getting a resume of processes, and scheduling and synchronization of processes. Scheduling processes in the sense we should for example, in this case, in process management and all, will be overcoming a problem like deadlock. So in that case, will be if we schedule the process in a particular proper manner, in the sense we don't come across the deadlock concept. So if we process the I mean if we schedule the processes in a good way, in the sense we can come across the deadlock easily. And then the memory management. As a memory manager, this OS handles allocation and deallocation of memory space as required by various programs. So allocating and deallocating the memory space, the OS will play a major part in this. So relocation takes place here, that is loading from secondary storage to RAM, and protecting and sharing. The concept of virtualization takes place in the memory management by this operating system. And file management, the OS is responsible for creation and deletion of files and directories. So if you manage your files in an effective manner in your system, the system will perform effectively. It also takes care of organizing, storing, retrieving, and naming and protecting the files. Then the device management, the OS provides input or output subsystem between process and device drivers. It also handles the device catchers, buffers, and interrupts. So this device manager will handle the device catchers, buffers, and the interruption occurs between the devices. And it also detects the device failures and notifies the same to the user. Then the security management. The OS protects system resources and information against the destruction and unauthorized use. So the security is a major thing in the OS. And user interface, in the sense the OS provides the interface between the user and the hardware. So OS interface is a layer that actually interacts with the computer operator. So this interface provides a many commands or menus through which a user communicates with the program. And the second type is application software. This application software is dependent on system software and performs specific tasks. So this includes a larger collection of related but independent programs and packages, which have a common user interface or shared data format. For example, day-to-day life, we are using the softwares like Microsoft Office, Adobe Reader, etc. So what's the use of this Microsoft Office suite? This is application software which can make use of creating documents. So for creating documents and all, we are using Microsoft Word. So this Microsoft Office suite is a software package which will be consist of, we should be having a collection of software. It's a collection of independent programs. For example, in Microsoft Office suite, we'll be having Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Access, Microsoft Excel. In Excel, we'll be having spreadsheets. We are using spreadsheets. In Access, we'll able to create databases. So this is the application software. And here they have given example: word processors, spreadsheets, image editors, database management systems, presentation software, desktop publishing application are some of the examples of application softwares. And in word processor is a tool that helps user in creating, editing, and printing documents. Example, Microsoft Word. In spreadsheet, also packages designed to use numbers and formulas to do calculations with ease. Example, budgets, payroll, grade, etc. So in graphic presentations, like the presentation programs can make giving presentations using overheads easier. So slideshows are repeating computer presentations on a computer monitor using sound and animation in slideshows. These all comes under the graphic presentations. And a database management system. A database management system is a software tool which allows the multiple users to store, access, and process data into useful information. These database programs are designed for types of applications like membership list, student list, grade reports, etc. So, for example, I'm saying if you want to store student information about in the college, you are going to store the students' information in a separate sheets according to the semester or according to the year of students. We are going to save the students' information into a database. In this sense, we can go for this database. This DBMS, that is Microsoft. We'll be using Microsoft Access for a database creation. And then the utility software. It is a system software designed to help analyze, configure, optimize, or maintain a computer. So a single piece of utility software is usually called a utility or tool. So utility software usually focuses on how the computer infrastructure operates, and this allows the users to do things like creating text documents, playing games, listening to music, or viewing websites. And some of the utility software categories are antivirus, which is used for scanning the computer viruses, backup utilities for copying all information stored on a disk, and data compression to compress the larger file into a smaller one. And disk checkers can check operating hard drive, and disk cleaners can, it will format the computer hard disk. That is, we can format the unnecessary files. And then disk compression utilities, which uncompress or uncompress the contents of a disk. That is increase, therefore we can increase the capacity of the disk. And disk defragmenters, which will broke the contents into several. It will detect the computer files whose contents are broken across several locations on hard disk, and it defragmented will move the fragments to one location to increase the efficiency. And disk partitions, this will partition the single disk drive into 2 or more drives. So we can have multiple logical drives from the single drive. Disk space analyzers, screensavers. This screensavers will save the the power taken by the system. It will save the power, and the system's monitors for monitoring resources and performance in a computer system. System profile is it will provide the detailed information about the software installed and hardware attached to the computer. And then the software terminologies. First thing is public domain software. It refers to any program that is not copyrighted. This public domain softwares are not copyrighted, but it's free and can be used without restrictions. The user can copy, they can distribute, they can share the software and even modify the software without obtaining permissions from the software developer. So usually this public domain software offered through websites or some other sources like electronic bulletin boards, etc. And this freeware is commonly used for copyrighted software that is given free by its owner. Though it is available for free, but the owner retains the copyright. So the user cannot have the rights to change or modify anything in the software. So this freeware software permits a redistribution, but not modification. So here we cannot modify the software code, the source code. And then shareware. Shareware is copyrighted software that is distributed free on a trial basis. So say for example, if I want to download antivirus for my system, in the sense I'll go to the particular website and I'll try to download the software, but I can download the software, but it's never give it does not give the full version of the antivirus. But instead of giving full version, it will distribute free on a trial basis or a trial version that the user may need or want to pay for it later. So this shareware will allow the users to download the particular program, the software, with a built-in expiration date, say for example 15, 30 days or 60 days, as an enticement to buy the complete version of the software. So once the trial period has passed, the program may stop running until a license is purchased. So after that, after the trial period, it will prompt you to pay the particular amount for the software. So shareware is often offered as a download from an internet website or as a compact disc included with a magazine or newspaper. So if you are buying a shareware or a antivirus, you can download it from the internet, or else you can buy it from the software stores in the form of compact disc with a newspaper or magazine. And then the commercial software. This commercial softwares are developed by the business organizers. The business organizations can develop this commercial softwares. For example, Amazon, some other many applications are there, many softwares are there. So which they aim to earn profits from this softwares. They are developing the software and they are selling it to selling the softwares through internet or online store. Through offline stores. They are earning some money or earning profits from this from the use of the software. And this commercial software is always copyrighted. For example, Microsoft Windows. Copyrighted in the sense you cannot modify anything in that. And next thing is open source software, OSS. This is copyrighted software for which the software plus the source code are freely distributed. You can make use of the software, you can get it free, and even the source codes are freely distributed, so that the users can use or change or improve the software according to their knowledge, according to their ideas. They can improve the software and redistribute it in modified or unmodified forms. So in my case, I'm thinking that the particular software has, if I if I give a small change in the end of it, this software will perform, it gets the enhancement, it will perform effective than before. So that I can give my ideas and I can change the source code according to the good performance I can change. So it is very often developed in a public collaborative manner. The Linux operating system is an example of operating open source software. So Linux is an example for OSS. And then the proprietary software, it is copyrighted software obtained at a cost where the software publisher grants a license to use one or more copies of the software. So this proprietary software will be getting the software at a cost. And the owner of those copies, ownership of those copies remains with the software publisher, such that all rights regarding the software are reserved by the software publisher. So the software is obtained at a cost where the software publisher grants a license to use one or more copies of the software. Example, Adobe Reader, Adobe Acrobat. Firmware, it's a program or data that has been written onto read-only memory. So we cannot go and it's a system built on, we cannot go and update or modify anything in that. For example, the BIOS checks different parts of the system before loading the operating system into memory. Yes, this is the best example of firmware. BIOS will check the different parts of the system in parts of the computer before loading the operating system into the memory. So being firmware, it ensures that it will always be available and will not be damaged in case of power failure. And semi-free software, it's a software that is not free, but comes with permission for individuals to use, copy, distribute, and modify for non-profit purpose. But the semi-free software, there will not be any profit concept here. We can use, copy, distribute, and modify for non-profit purpose. And the example for the semi-free software is PGP. It refers to any software that is not free but gives permission to individuals to use, copy, share, and modify the software for non-profit purposes only. So that's all about the overview of software. Thank you all. Thank you.